Hey guys, so I'm getting ready to make the Keto Twins little apple fritter pies, and I'm going to use Heavenly Fan's vegan keto dough to do it. So stay tuned. Alright, so I'm getting ready to make the Keto Twins chayote squash vegetable apple pies, keto apple pies. But I'm going to veganize them, of course. This was a kohlrabi that I got in my last free produce box. They're very mild and bland, I just found out. So I'm going to mix them because I didn't know that I was supposed to have 2 or 3 of these. So I got one, and I'm just going to mix it with this other little vegetable I had here, and we're going to see how it goes from there.
This hand pie that we're making, in the past we have used cut to...
Ready to make the apple guts. Here's all the stuff that I need for that. And you guys would never believe what I'm going to be making with this. I had the most right, that's vegan butter. That's some coconut. Ripple half and half. Which if you look at the carbs, it is less than 1 gram. And dietary fiber is less than 1. This is a 0 carb product, thank you very much. And it is amazing. It's a Ripple half and half. It is amazing. I've got my allulose, my stevia. Got my cacao. And I've got soy curls. You guys would not believe what I'm making with that. And over here, I have everything I need for Heavenly Fan's Hot Pocket style crust. That's the crust I'm going to use for my little apple fritter pie things. Here we go. We got the water in the pan. The nutmeg and cinnamon's going in the pan. The lemon juice is going in the pan. Let's see, let me read the directions real quick. Okay, the butter is going in the pan. Alright, so that's what it calls for right at the second. I'm going to put links down below to several things. To the Keto Twins guts for the fritter here that I'm making. I mean, I'm sure anybody probably has one. If you have an apple pie filling recipe, you can always use your own. Just veganize it, of course. Okay, so I'm gonna get off here for a second, let this butter melt down, and then we're gonna be adding the erythritol with the xanthan gum, cream of tartar, and the squash. We'll be back. Okay, I took my eyes off that for a minute. Not gonna do that again. Sprinkling my erythritol, my xanthan gum, and the cream of tartar all in here together. Let me see if I'm supposed to boil this, yes or no. Okay, we're going to simmer it. Let me turn the heat down. Let me pour my faux apples in. They look just like green apples, right? But they don't smell like green apples, just so you know. They do not smell like apples. Okay, but the mixture they're in, ooh, smells and tastes delicious. All right, those are going to cook for 20 minutes, so we'll be back. All right, well, our kohlrabi and our chayote are over there cooking. We're going to work on this dough recipe that I got from Heavenly Fan. So it's, I'm doing half of it. So this is 100 grams of almond flour. This is 4 teaspoons of psyllium husk powder, 40 grams of lupin flour, and 2 teaspoons of xanthan gum. I've never used that much xanthan gum ever. And she called for salt. I'm not using salt. I have half a cup of water because I'm doing half the recipe. Hot water, like I had it boiling. And I put a little tiny bit of white vinegar in there. And don't ask me why. My grandma always did that with pie crust, no matter what kind. And I'm just going to do it and see what happens. And I think I'm going to sift this because it seems to come out finer when I do it. So I'm going to do that really quick and get everything mixed together, and then I'll show you the dough. Okay, so the dough has to sit for like 15 minutes. To me, it seems like it's kind of dry, but I've made her recipes before, and I do know from experience that almost 9 times out of 10, she's always right about the amounts of liquid. So I'm not adding anything else to it. I'm going with what she says. So I'll be back to roll that out here shortly. Huge shout out to Heavenly Fan. For one thing, the recipe And for the other thing, the idea of using the tortilla press, because I don't think I could have got this thin enough, and I needed it to be really, really thin for these pockets I'm fixing to make. I have enough to make 2 pockets and one left over to do some lattice work that I have planned. I'm really excited about this, you guys. All right, this still needs to cool off because it's supposed to be completely cool before I put these together to bake them. So while that is cooling off and getting ready to do this thing, I'm gonna go get busy on my surprise recipe. Okay, has anybody made any educated guesses? Okay, the sugar, the butter, and this is allulose and the golden monk fruit because I don't have enough allulose. So it's a 1/2 cup of the mix of them, and then it's some vegan margarine, cocoa powder, a little tiny, I think that's about a 1/4 cup of my 1/2 and 1/2 pea stuff. I got some vanilla for after. I've got some the small pieces of the soy curls mixed with some coconut. And we're going to get started with this pan right here. We're going to dump the milk into the pan. I know that somebody out there knows exactly what I'm doing. One of you guys have got to, this has got to be familiar to one of you guys. We used to make these every single time my mom left the house. Every time. My husband told me that him and his brothers, siblings, used to make cinnamon rolls every time their mom left the house. Well, this is what me and my brothers make every single time. And it did not always turn out. Because when I get the soy curls in here, I'm supposed to get this hot. I'm going to use the candy thermometer and get it up to a certain temperature. When we were kids, we didn't have a candy thermometer. But you were supposed to get it to a certain temperature until it was glossy. Then you would dump your other product in, not soy curls. Something else went in here. And you would then plop them out like Mounds bars all over a piece of, or just on the kitchen table is how we did it. But you can use parchment paper, whatever. So after you did all that, and you let them get kind of firm, then you would eat them like a cookie candy bar thing. Here's the problem with how us kids did it. We didn't have a candy thermometer, like I said. We didn't know anything about the fact that sugar had to get to a certain degree, you know, before it would candyize, caramelize, or anything like that. We didn't know about that kind of stuff. So we get it mixed up, we get all these lumps and stuff you can see out of here, make it start getting kind of smooth, and as soon as it would get to that point, we would dump our other product in and plop it out on our kitchen table, all over the table, and just, I'd say within 20-30 minutes we'd know it's not working again. I mean, great, once in a while it would, but most of the time we knew it wasn't going to. And we just get spoons and start eating it. We call it spoon candy. Hopefully that's not what I'm making here today. Not trying to make spoon candy at this age. Plus, I don't really want to eat all this. Okay, so let's stick my candy thermometer in here so I can see. Oops. Okay. Takes a little minute to get going, and it'll shoot up really kind of rapidly. Oh yeah, chop to 175, and what we're looking for is about, according to the candy, the little thing here, what we're looking for is about 245 and to almost 200, so yeehaw. See, when I was a kid, it would make me nervous when it was starting getting all bubbly and hot like this. I'd be afraid somebody was going to get burnt. A little bit more. And it is starting to kind of caramelize in the bottom the way I remember it doing. Okay, this is kind of exciting. Kind of exciting. All right, I'm almost there. I'm going to get off here and get the other ingredient put in and get these plopped out real fast and then show you. Pretty sure that by now most of you know that what I was recreating was the oatmeal mountain bars. You guys remember the no-bake mountain bars? And I'm gonna go so far as to enthusiastically and pretty confidently say that these are definitely working. They've already got a little firmness to them. They were starting to get firm on the sides of the pan. I'm really excited, you guys. I cannot believe that I think I figured this out. Okay, bye. Hey, so just so you guys know, none of these methods were easy. Not to me, I'm not a baker. So, yeah, I'm afraid to cut off any of the ends or anything. They're not very straight, very even. They're not perfect at all. This one looks like a giant ravioli. That one's more like a pie. Okay, so into the oven on 350 for about 20 minutes, and then we'll check them. Okay, so I have that much left over. That's a big bowl. That's a 4-cup bowl of the faux apple mixture. I think I'm going to try freezing it. And I'm going to be perfectly honest here and say that I don't love it. My husband may love it. I don't. I think it may be the kohlrabi I stuck in there. I don't think it's the chayote, because the chayote seems really mellow, but I'm not sure. I think that I will try it again using just the chayote. That's something going to be coming up in the future, because I want to make sure it wasn't the kohlrabi that messed it up. But it has a really distinct taste. These are my little mountain bars. Nice and firm. Took a little taste of one, not too bad. I'll give you guys my real opinion later. And in full transparency, this is about a cupful or more of the juice that this was cooking in. And I literally had to pull out some of the juice because it was going to take forever to cook and thicken up. And this didn't thicken a whole lot, but it's definitely thicker than watery. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. So I am definitely going to come up with something. I'm not going to waste it. So yeah, that's what I have left over, and the pies are still in the oven. Here they are. Okay, they look pretty good. They're nice and crispy and firm. I put a little bit of sour cream, vegan sour cream, with a little tiny bit of the swirl powdered sugar to make kind of a sweet topping for them. And when the baby gets home tonight, the man mate, we will be trying this stuff out for you guys. All right? All right. This crust is really hard, just so you know. But this crust, it's the same crust, but used like this as a pocket was way softer. But guys, I am not, sorry, I'm not in love with the filling. I don't know which one of those things I'm not liking, but one of them I'm just not liking at all. I'm thinking I'm going to try to work on some other kind of filling, like maybe some daikon radish or something. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't think I love those that much. I might try the zucchini next, but that doesn't even sound appealing. But hubby's going to try that one, but not in love with them. Oh, but these, girl, you guys got to try these. They're crispy. So the soy curls, when you first put them in, they get kind of chewy. And then as these things start to get hard, crunchy, they crunch back up. Ha! How cool is that? They're really good. You guys have to try those. All right.